Namaste and good morning. Welcome to 16th episode of Hey Sanat, brought to you live by Sanat Nyopane. My team out here doing some adjustments. So till then, this is 16th episode of Hey Sanat, brought to you by Paracon Services. The chief principal counselor over there, Mr. Pramod Nyopane, is always there for you. Anything about Australia, anything about Nepal and Australia, anything about education and small errands or anything big regarding your career, just contact Pramod Nyopane at Paracon Services. He will supply his business contacts in this comment box. So having said that, 16th episode, I'm so glad. 15th episodes were really nice, mature, sweet, and at least I don't know about your feedbacks and evaluation. I've received a lot of comments and compliments, but still, life is growing, and I'm glad that today finally I have a bigger team. I've introduced them to you in my next session. अब आजको बारेमा today's topic is I hate targets. 16-17 years I have been continuously chasing something which I found completely useless. Because this target in my life, I always thought about planning life, visioning life, and put targets to it. What I realized was these targets were something like nothing. These targets were abujis of life. These targets were fairy tale, the ghost of the fairy tale in my life. So suddenly I started hating targets. Because what I realized, these targets are merely nothing. What happens in life is we think that being target oriented means we are result oriented, but no. Do we ever have control over result? Has anyone ever been able to control results? I don't think so. We can control inputs. We can control certain parts of the context, but we cannot control results. Results are going to be a surprise to you always. Even in a very controlled scientific experiment, sometimes results are not what you assume. S2 and O2 is not always S2O. We need to realize that. The context, the larger external sphere is always important. And what I realized is targets that we take in life are merely nothing. What they do is they underestimate you or overestimate you. What I have realized is these bloody targets, what they do, they are numbers or they are your ceilings attached to you. What they do is they stop you from thinking freely. They attach you to a certain number. And what happens is your whole life turns into misery. What happens is either you are underestimated or you are overestimated. You got a target of 90 means what? Means, hey, you cannot do more than 90. It is in some part, or hey, 90 is a very big number for you. What I've realized, whenever we have given target to people, nobody actually chases. I've been in target setting meetings of a lot of companies in their meeting rooms and boardrooms. Whenever we decide on target, how is a target discussed? So basically, there is something from the research. Research says that this year we can do 90. And there is something from the team. The team says, no, we can only do 80. And finally, the target is 100. You know why? I don't know. Somehow, this is how targets are set. Somebody takes these two references and puts a high thing, and suddenly there are different kinds of targets also. Dream target and target, and a lot of people say, okay, that is our target, we'll try to achieve. So what the hell that target means to you? I've seen that targets undermine you, targets overestimate you, and targets, what they do is they make you nervous. They're like slow poison. Slowly that target is being fed to you, and those nano robots targets get inside your head and make you like a clone, and they want you to be a photocopy of the owner or the person who gave you that target. Target is basically a way to have a control over you, and this never helps because this will take yourself away from you. Even though you have taken target for yourself, what happens is that target slowly makes you someone different. So target is a slow poison. Thirdly, target is useless. You know why? If you achieve your target, what happens if you achieve your target? If you achieve your target, so your next target is definitely going to be bigger than that. And if you don't achieve your target, what happens is next target is definitely going to be lower than that. So look, that target doesn't even exist. It is so relative. You perform, it goes high. You don't perform, it comes low. So there is nothing called absolute target. The target is so relative, and you govern that. So what is use of it? I really find targets useless. And you know what? We always have targets in my life, but do we even care? Do you even think about your target when you're working? Does that come to you in every day in your process? I don't know. What comes for me, what comes in my mind every day is my vision, is my larger plans. But target doesn't come to me. No number comes to me. No particular line or sentence comes to me, because that will limit me. Target is a pace limiter. So what I do is, I don't know what are my targets. I've been given a lot of targets, and I've asked a lot of people in life, what's your target? What's your office target? People are like, I need to see. So targets are given in so many forms, KRAs, KPIs, MBO, whatever jargons you name, but nobody actually remembers what target is. And you're chasing something without knowing it, without having on the top of your head. So when target comes into play is whenever there is an evaluation. Oh, what is my target? And you will start opening the file and say, okay, this is achieved. You go with the sad, happy face, and this is not achieved. You go with the sad face. So a target is really something that is redundant, and target doesn't respect me. What I've seen is a target doesn't respect me. I'll give you two cases. In case one, you had a target of 100. You put a lot of energy, you put a lot of inputs, you did everything possible to achieve that 100. But you don't achieve. What happens is, hey, we are a result-oriented organization. We don't care what you did. So finally, you could not achieve. You are a loser. And there is a second case. The target is 100. And what happens is, by fluke, you achieved 100. There was a big crisis, and suddenly your competitor, could not do well. An incompetent person is leading your competition. Suddenly you exceeded your targets, and you're like, oh my God, you appear there with flying colors, whereas your inputs, nobody cares about it. So what I've seen is evaluating people based on their achievement over the targets and the stupid numbers given to them is like not respecting them, not respecting the inputs put by them, not respecting their diligence, not respecting their tact, but only respecting their luck. So that's why I hate target. And you know what? Why is target given? Why do you have a target? Because there is a doubt. There is a doubt over you. People doubt that you won't be able to achieve. People doubt that you will not put your 100%. People doubt that you will not be too much worried about the results. That's why they give you a target. So a target is like hands up. Okay? So a target is like on your back, there's a gun which says that, hey, run. And you are running with a gun on the back of your, on your back with with the fear that the bullet will hit you in some ways to hurt you and your image or your income or your incentive, whatever. So you are running, and a bullet is, that target is there chasing you. You know why is that bullet placed? Because your boss or yourself or whoever gave you that target cannot be always with you. So they have now attached their slave in terms of numbers to eye on you, to watchdog you, to control you, to torture you, to make you nervous every moment. So whenever you're smiling, suddenly there is a target which will try to bring us your face, pale. There is a target which consciously, it's like giving you electric shocks time and again, and then suddenly you are back into your work. So a target is a doubt. A target is a complete doubt. The target given has given on you, bulldozed on you, and that doubt is always following you. So that is why target is there. Life is free of targets. Look at our life. Do we have a target? Do you have a target that how many times you have to breathe? Do you have a target that how many times you have to go to toilet? Do you have a target that how many times you actually have to eat or swallow your saliva? Do you have a target how many times you have to, scratch your hair or chin? The most complicated system is our body, and it is running without targets. There are no targets. It is going spontaneously. Hormones don't have targets. Your organs don't have targets. They are working in a complete symphony with each other. So look how interestingly, targetless systems are working. And here we have targets. That's something we don't know. But we think we are doing pretty big. We don't know about our targets, but when we want to brag about what we are doing, we say, I have a target. Even me, you won't trust. I had once a target of bringing in $1 billion fund. And I was so happy, oh my God, I have a target of bringing in $1 billion fund. But what is the input I have done? Nothing. So life is free of targets. Our smiles are free of targets. Similarly, our work is part of our life. We spend 8 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours in our job. So it is as good as our life. So why our life has this monster sitting on top of me and coloring me red, black and white every time? I don't want that. My life has to be free of targets. The world is changing. People are talking about self-directed groups. People are talking about a bubble-based organization. People are talking about free organizations. People are going into cooperative models. People are building independent teams. And in that point of time, now we are talking about targets. Very bold way of thinking about it. Target is nothing but your own mirage. Your own mirage. Target is a mirage. You'll never achieve it. It will go farther away from you every time. So forget target. Let target go to hell. Because what targets do is you spread your wings. It cuts your wings. It tortures you here. It is not a medicine. It is a drug that is kept inside you to not make you tired. Stop that. Don't take targets. Targets bonsai you. You know what is bonsai? It is a beautiful way of making a long growing tree, a very small ornamental, inside garden plant. You can convert a tree into a decorating plant by cutting that tree every time with a perfect technology. Similarly, targets are doing that to you. Targets are limiting your ambitions. Targets are limiting your capabilities. Targets are limiting your smiles. Targets are limiting your ways. Target is killing your freedom. So don't take a target. Focus on input. Result is definitely going to come. Having said this, thank you so much. And 17th episode, we will see you more prepared with a bigger team and with everyone. Salute.